Hi guys, I'm Srijit and here's the last episode of the series of Pulp that we've been following for the last 2 weeks. Pulp, of course, as you must have already noticed and seen in the past videos, if you haven't, go down there, check out the videos. Protection is the first P, you have utilities, luggage, and now we have performance. This time I'm going to take a little more time and talk in depth about performance. Of course, not specific to motorcycles, but to what is performance. Now, there is a general understanding in the market that performance is primarily all about getting that oomph, getting that extra BHP out of your motorcycle. Technically, it's not only that. Performance could be anything, ranging from a better air filter, which would give you a longevity factor, it would give you a better throttle response and also make the bike a little smoother, all the way to the right engine oil, the right spark plugs, the right coolant, anything of these matter. When you look at the overall performance of a motorcycle, performance as a tag cannot be termed with anything or anything that gives you a BHP bump or, make your bike more powerful. It is also about, on the long term, what all am I going to have a wear and tear? I mean, in my personal experience, I have also had one of my colleagues, Ajit, he was using, we all moved to roll-on, we moved to different chain sprockets, and finally he picked up JT, and the most surprising factor was, I could believe at some point that was a part of a performance upgrade, because after putting that, the 390 Adventure barely went for a chain tightening, in the standard intervals of 500, 600. It took him, I think, about 1,500 to 2,000 kilometers for the first Titan, and that too, it was not required, but we just did it for the sake of it. Now, that is just one aspect. I have a few of my other friends, one of them have done a Ninja 1000. Now, everything was perfect. He's running an MWR air filter, he's put off the intake stacks, everything is done, the full system exhaust, the engine's overheating. What do? You have engine ice, which is one of the best coolants in the market, but that's an upgrade from your stock coolant. You have brake fluids. Now, when you have all that performance in your motorcycle, you need to stop the bike at the same time. Better rotors, steel braided lines, better hoses, better brake pads. All of these mark into the individual component or supporting of the overall performance of the motorcycle. Now, I would not want to talk about a specific brand because each motorcycle, be it Adventure, Super Sport, or your standard commuter and your retro classics, each one have a set of brands that work perfect. For example, if I randomly pull out, Googlertech is a very less known brand for the 1250 GS and GSAs or the 850s, or primarily the BMW series, the Africa Twins. They are desert ready filters. I mean, they look like standard filters, but they are desert ready. They take in any kind of terrain and they work brilliantly in terms of air filters. And they have a tiny system like your T filters, your T strainers that you have. You just put it inside the tank and it cleans everything that is to do in terms of the oil or the fuel that's going into the motorcycle, be it anything that is in terms of water, it could be anything that is to do with any remnants of paint or anything that's coming in. It's just clean, and the fuel pump takes the best. Now, of course, that is performance upgrade. You are making sure that your fuel pump runs better. You are looking at a better throttle response. You are looking at your chain or your drivetrain giving you a better output. You have your engine running at optimum condition. You also have that prime factor of a brilliant exhaust. Now, in many cases, yes, this is where we get to the actual factor of performance. When you're finished with all the bells and whistles running perfect, you will add that exhaust, you will add that air filter, you will add that spark plug. It is all about the complete chain. It is a chain reaction system that works. If you just put an exhaust and don't do an air filter change, or you don't do the spark plug change, you may have a misfire. There are a lot of people who put an exhaust, you put an air filter, you don't realize that Rapid Evo or an auto tuner is something that you need, because this and that is changing the standard AFR of the bike. You have to get that retuned and the ECU understood to make the changes and to run perfectly. So even an auto tuner is performance. That's the time I have, and I'm very sure there's still a lot of questions you guys have. Bikenbiker.com. We have chats, we have our call lines open. I'm Srijit. We'd be more than happy to address more of your intricate queries on this. Looking forward for that. Thank you so much for watching Pulp, and that's the end of the show. Thank you guys.